friends. Good evening. Good evening. Testing, testing. Are we cooking? Are we live? What is happening? I don't know if we're live. I think we're live. Greetings and salutations. We are live. Hello, hello, hello. Cool. What's good, my friends? I've been desperately in the last few days trying to make some more Bladeguard. I didn't buy any Bladeguard, I've just been trying to make Bladeguard. So I've got 5 more made, I think. From Terminator kits, from Sternguard veteran kits. I guess some bits might even be Bladeguard. But yeah, look, this one's an axe. Why not? So, good evening, good evening. I have a pretty specific way of painting Bladeguard, which is a golden scheme with like red accents and red helmets. So that's what I'm going to be continuing, because I've got like 7 of them in that scheme. So I need to add 5 to essentially get to a 12 Bladeguard, right? How's the music, by the way? Because it was coming through super loud at my end. Is the music too loud? Music okay? I guess everyone's painting Sangri Priests. You know what? I've got 2 Sangri Priests just above me, dude, as well. They are painted enough to be counted as battle ready, but obviously these 5 Bladeguard, I only finished assembling them earlier today. So I did a bit of work on them last night. Did a bit of work on them this morning. Then I went to the gym because I'm doing this fitness thing, and then I came back, and this is the scheme that this is the sort of scheme that we're going to be going for. This is a somewhat finished Bladeguard. Bear in mind, most of my paint schemes are battle ready, right? So something like this is where I go with the Bladeguard. I had to go and grab one because it's been so long since I painted Bladeguard, probably like 3 years. So I wasn't sure I remember how I was doing. Mr. Kazumi, just assembled my Sangri Priest and Bladeguard. There we go. Hello, welcome, welcome. We're all on the same treadmill tonight, I guess. Why the hell not, huh? But yeah, I think I'm pretty set on 2 Impulsors, 2 Sangri Priests, 12 Bladeguard. Like, I think that's what I'm doing in my next battle report on the channel. I was thinking about 2 Land Raiders, but I think Impulsors are probably where I'm going to end up at. Great discussion, Scream. Thanks for that, man. I appreciate it. Well, someone was actually saying in my comment section, they were like, you could actually do 3 Land Raiders, 3 Sangri Priests, 18 Bladeguard. Because a Land Raider, Sangri... Oh, and you could attach Lieutenants as well. So because the Land Raider has bigger capacity. So you could do 3 Land Raiders, 660 points. Yeah, so 3 Land Raiders, 660 points, 3 Sangri Priests plus Lieutenant, 120 points, plus the Bladeguard, 290 points. So 290 times 3 is 870, plus the 660 we had before, 930, 1530. You start the game with 3 full Land Raiders of Bladeguard, Sangri Priest, Lieutenant, and you just drive. I mean, I don't know how competitive it is, but it sounds pretty fucking cool. Also sounds somewhat scary. Imagine your Blood Angels. Imagine if you were playing against Blood Angels in a GT and they're like, what's your list? You're like, 3 land raiders full of Bladeguard, Sangre priests, and lieutenants. You got some room for some more points. That would be crazy, the 3 land raiders. Yeah, it would be very different from what Blood Angels typically field, wouldn't it? But yeah, thanks for being here. We're usually here every Saturday night, only this Saturday it's a Bladeguard stream. So I'm just going to be trying to smash some, I guess I'm going to be trying to smash like 3 colours, just a little bit more than 3 colours on 5 Bladeguard, so that we're battle ready well enough for a battle against the nerfed Necrons on Wednesday night. Because Andrew's playing, Andrew's wanting to play Star Shatter again, and obviously Star Shatter took a couple of significant nerfs, I think. So, hopefully going to play against that on Wednesday night on the channel. And yeah, I want to go hard on the Bladeguard. Like I just want to be like, normally when I do double impulsor, I usually end up doing I do Bladeguard in one and something else in the other. Like, nah, this time we're just going hard. We're just going hard on the Bladeguard. Feels very Black Templars like. Yeah, I mean, imagine playing a Blood Angels player and they had that many las cannons though. There's 3 land raiders, there's 12 las cannons, man. There's some multi-meltas in there as well. It's actually quite a lot of shooting. But yeah, I'm very glad that I managed to convert these guys, because I was like, I don't really... It's not that I didn't really want to buy Bladeguard, it's just I haven't been buying too many models of late, and I don't know. If I can convert something, I like to convert something, so I feel like the conversions that I've done for these 3 are okay. I mean, this guy obviously has no Iron Halo, whereas most of my other Bladeguard do have Iron Halos. I did Luke, I was like, I couldn't find any more models that I'd kicking around with Iron Halos, which was a little bit annoying. But hey, we'll live with it. Flo says, hey John, hope you're doing well. Will you play Bladeguard and Rage Cursed? No, dude, I'm kind of done with Rage Cursed, honestly. It's not really how I like to play Blood Angels. It works for, like, if you're a hyper-aggressive player, sure. If you like just running all melee and no fire support, then sure. Are Bladeguard still viable in Rage Cursed? Yeah, I think they are. But I think I'm going back to Liberator Assault Group. That's where I started this edition, obviously. And Liberator Assault Group was basically when I won my only GT win this edition, so I figure I've tried the other detachments multiple times. I haven't gone 4-1 in either of the other detachments. Like, I've taken other detachments to tournaments multiple times, and I haven't gone 4-1 a single time with those other detachments. So I think I'm just saying that those detachments aren't my playstyle, and my playstyle is more Liberator Assault Group, because I think I've done 4-1 twice with Liberator Assault Group. No, sorry, I've done 4-1 once, and I've done the 5-0 tournament win with Liberator Assault Group. So if that suits me better, that's where I'm going to go back to. I always say there's different ways to play armies, right? And there definitely is multiple ways to play Blood Angels. The most competitive / meta way is the way that, like, the top players play, right? Where they just how do you put it? They just go ham on the all jump units all the time sort of thing. But I've never quite been an all jump units all the time sort of player, right? Even Campbell. Yeah, I think the other thing that I miss from Liberator Assault Group is the lethal, the lance stratagem. Like, I really miss that in the Rage Cursed Onslaught detachment. And then, yeah, I don't know what it is about Rage Cursed. I've played it for 3 months exclusively, but I'm taking a break from it. I seem to, I don't know, something doesn't jive with it in me, I guess. Which is fine, like, not every detachment works for everybody, right? I feel like I've got to justify it to people, because I think a lot of people will say, well, Rage Cursed has much higher tournament win rate. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's fine, but if it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for me, right? I'm not saying it's a bad detachment, I'm not saying you shouldn't play it. I mean, if it works for you, by all means play it, but for whatever reason, my play style, which is a little bit more conservative, a little bit more nuanced, I would say, doesn't really jive with me, so I'm going to go back. Which is fine. I also think it's good to switch things up from time to time. Keeps things fresh, right? So apart from Bladeguard, is anyone in the house doing anything else? Bladeguard or Sanguinary Priests? Or it's all Bladeguard and Sanguinary Priests tonight? Every single person in chat has Bladeguard and Sanguinary Priests on their painting table. Like, that's where we're at. Nice to Games Workshop to finally make that change, though. I mean, we'd been only waiting for it for like 2.5 years, right? I feel happy we got it. I mean, we could have got it earlier, but I suppose you could say that about any of the changes that you get, right? How are we going to transport the Bladeguard? I like Double Impulsor, man. I've played Double Impulsor to tournaments, and I'm trying to remember precisely. I think when I won the, like, so I'm going to build a new lag list this week. I haven't done it yet. Probably make a start on it tomorrow. But honestly, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my tournament winning lag list. And I'm going to look at what my list was from that tournament. Like, off the top of my head, I think it was like 2 small units of Death Company, 2 small units of Jump Intercessors, 2 small units of Outriders. I think I definitely had Company Heroes. And I think I had Dante plus Sanguinary Guard, and I think I had Death Company. Yeah, I think I've already mentioned that. I already had the small Death Companies. So I think what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is go look at the tournament winning list that I made before, because obviously, like, that seems like a good place to start, right? And then I'm probably going to see what iterations or what's changed in the meta. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna have at least 1 Impulsor. I'm probably leaning towards 2 because, like I've talked about, give Lost Brethren a shot. Dude, Lost Brethren, come on, man. No. The meta has shifted. Yeah, I know the meta has shifted. Obviously, the meta has very much shifted. But I want to just remember what my headspace was in terms of, like, building a winning list, or because I've been struggling to get back to winning ways. I think I've said that a few times, right? Double Impulsor feels good. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've definitely gone to a few tournaments this edition with Double Impulsor. I think I did it before where it was like Company Heroes in 1 Impulsor, Bladeguard in the other Impulsor. I kind of like that, but I think probably this time we're just going to go ham on, you know, finally ditch the Company Heroes and just go full hog on Bladeguard, and really double down on what the Bladeguard can do with the Priest. But I've got 2 Impulsors, and I'm convinced I've run to a tournament before, and I feel like I did like it, because I feel like one of the biggest problems with Blood Angels is we lack durability, but with an Impulsor you can just roll up onto the center objective early game, and yeah, the Impulsor will die, but usually if my opponent shoots like their whole army in turn 1 and all they kill is an Impulsor, I usually feel pretty good about that, because, like, you're gonna probably lose a unit in turn 1 anyway, right? Like, if you go first, you have to move out onto some objectives, right? So you're probably gonna lose a unit. Unless you're just going to hide all your units, even if you go first and score no points on primary in the, you know, in turn 2, which I feel like I don't advise doing that. So if you're going to have to push out, I feel like it makes sense to have Impulsors. And the combi weapon lieutenant just got nerfed, right? He's up to 85 points. Ugh. I mean, him going up to 85 points, you might see a lot more Mephistons in Blood Angels lists now, right? Jellybean says, hate to say it, but I'm doing Tau. I've done that much Blood Angels, I need a break. Dude, it's good to have a break, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, sometimes, because I only do one army, and I try and play a game every single week, and I try and make tactics videos about the one army every single week, there's definitely times where I'm like, Jesus, I need a break, right? It's kind of why I, like, at Christmas this year, I purposely just said, like, that's it for 2 weeks. I'm not making any content on the channel, etc. I mean, it hurt my channel, right? Like, because YouTube's algorithm hates it when, like, channels don't put out content. And I did it in the summer as well, right? But, like, sometimes, yeah, even the best of us, you need a break to recharge, right? I'll do it again. I mean, I feel like I have to do it again. I feel like when I have a break, I always come back recharged more, right? It's kind of like that whole... like, we had a few people in our office, like my day job, trying to tell my boss, like, oh, we think we would be more efficient if we only worked 4 days a week and we had the 3-day weekend. And I was thinking to myself about that, and I was like, see, every single time, you have a bank holiday and you get a long weekend, so you get like a 4-day weekend or a 3-day weekend, I always feel I'm way more productive on the Monday. Because it's like, I actually feel like I had time, right? You know, like sometimes on your weekend, like, I got 2 kids, man. Like, on my weekend, sometimes with the 2 kids, I'm so busy, like, trying to do shit with them that, like, do I get much time for myself? No. And then you're back at work before you know it. And, like, are you fully recharged? Probably not, because there was, you know, you had to get shopping, you had to clean the house, blah, 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 blah. Whereas when you've got those extra couple of days, so I could totally see the argument for, like, people would be more efficient if they had a 4-day work week. My work doesn't do that. We still work 5 days a week, but like, I think the same principle applies for people that make YouTube content, right? Like, at some point you have to take a break, regardless. Like, your channel could be the most funnest channel in the world, and I'm sure you still need a break. You just need to reset yourself. So don't feel bad for playing Tau for a little while because you've been playing Blood Angels for an entire edition. I think that's totally normal, man. I think you probably come back to Blood Angels with like a fresh perspective, or with a more open mind, or a more excited point of view after you've had that break, right? Espania says have you actually got the 4-day week, man? Did I ever get rid of the Eldar? No, I'm selling the Eldar. I paid like $400 for it, dude. If I already offered it to Antonius, you know Antonius that sometimes in the live streams, I offered it to him. Yeah, he half said that he was wanting to buy an Eldar army, and I said, dude, I paid $400 for the Eldar army. If I get my 400 back, I'm happy to sell it. So if anyone wants, it was 50 points worth of painted Eldar, and I added the Codex, and I added 2 more units to it. So it must just be like 6,000 points of Eldar with like 150 points of it not painted. It cost me $400. It's literally, I bought it last January, so I've had it for, what's that, like 15 months now? I've not played a single game with it. I think I've read the Codex like 1 time. My hobby time now is so precious with it. Like I said, I got 2 kids, and they take up so much of my time that my hobby time is so precious that, like, I don't do any other army than Blood Angels. I don't do any other game than Warhammer 40k now. I don't know if you can see behind me, but like, see all that? That's all fucking games, non-Warhammer games, like, and I don't do any of them. I honestly think I should start selling them. I sold a couple, but I think I need to sell more of them. Because all I do is Blood Angels 40k now. Campbell says Tau are cool. Yeah, I like Tau when they're dead. Don't like them so much when they're alive and shooting at me, you know? It's always I hate the Riptides, man. They always seem to brutalize me. Like, I think it's flat 4 damage or something, right? Ugh. Why do people need flat 4 damage? So Bladeguard with Sanguinary Priest and Rage Cursed is a decent pick then. Might run without the Lieutenant. I think they're much better with the Lieutenant bloodlines in Rage Cursed. I think in a Liberator Assault group they probably don't need the Lieutenant, but the guy Thomas, who he was one of the first people to win a GT with Rage Cursed, right? Because I had him on the channel right after he won it. It was like one of the trying to think when that was. It might have been like the first week of January, but yeah, he was the first person I ever interviewed that was like a tournament winner with Rage Cursed. And he was running Bladeguard in Rage Cursed, and he was using the Lieutenant to give them the lethal hits, which he was obviously fishing for a little bit. And then he was also using them out without a transport, so he was just running them into the midboard. Which I don't typically like with Bladeguard. Like, I feel like if I'm running Bladeguard, I feel like I like them to have a transport, but sometimes people seem to do pretty well with them just running them into the middle. I mean, turn 1 you can usually run from cover to cover, right? So you potentially can limit what can actually shoot you, and then turn 2 you're already in the middle if you get a decent advance roll. I've worked 4 days a week for years, I'll never go back. Life is too short for the grind. Ugh, I wish, dude. I wish I could work 4 days a week. Yeah, my office is not progressive enough to do that yet, unfortunately. Maybe one day. So this is a Terminator, a firstborn Terminator, but he is now joining the Bladeguard because I only had 2 spare Stern Guard models, and I was like, I really need 3 Bladeguard. So he's got a Bladeguard helmet on. People hate the Bladeguard helmet on the Terminator body. Deal with it. He has got a Bladeguard sword though. I think this sword came off like a Bladeguard captain. But he is essentially a Terminator. But he's on the right size base, so I'm sure he's fine. Day loss can never be more productive, sadly. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. Even if people feel like they're more productive after the 4-day weekend, in reality, just the whole extra day means that people will do more, right? I get you. Matthew, good evening. Was busy baking bread. How's the new house treating you, Matthew? Are you moved in? All good? Do I have to send you Bladeguard veterans? No, you don't, man. I've converted Bladeguard today. This morning, last night, I converted 3 guys, and this Terminator is officially joining the Bladeguard. I've never painted a Terminator in gold, because, like, Terminators aren't gold, but my Bladeguard scheme is gold, so this Terminator is just going to be a gold, and... You know, Bladeguard are first company anyway, so he's just joined the Bladeguard. He hasn't had time to requisition the right set of armor or something. I don't know. He's in my gold scheme. Do you know what? When I first realized I didn't have enough models to convert 3 Bladeguard. Oh, I said convert 3. Look, I got 4 here. I needed to convert 5. So I had this old lieutenant. I had this. This is a Stern Guard. This is a Stern Guard. This is a captain that is half converted from a Sanguinary Guard. And then this is a Terminator who's going to be in the same golden scheme, so it's absolutely fine. We're good. I appreciate the offer. Am I doing 12 Bladeguard? I already had 7 in this gold scheme, right? I don't know why I had 7 before. I think it's because maybe I got like 1 from one of those Combat Patrol magazines. So I already have 7 painted like this. So I'm trying to just match this. I think the Terminator he'll have some character. I'm totally fine with it. Absolutely totally fine with it. I mean, like, if you put him next to an actual Bladeguard, like, he's not really any smaller, is he? Like, he's fine. He's a Bladeguard. I need to do something with those firstborn Terminator models anyway, right? Because they're going out of fashion. Good evening, Marius. Are you doing Bladeguard, Marius? Ivastar says, "Hi, John. Got to run, but I thought I'd just say the move back to lag with the Bladeguard suits you." Oh, thanks, Ivastar. I appreciate that. All my Terminator captains are gold. It's easier to identify them. Well, that's fair. How do people build something like Dark Angels or Blood Angels army if they don't have access to 3D printed stuff? Do they really buy a £25 upgrade sprue for each unit? For shoulder pads and helmets? Yeah, I mean, that's tricky. A lot of us are lucky enough to have old boxes for old shoulder pads and helmets, dude. The old boxes had tons of really cool stuff. Pieter, I think it is how you say your name. The new boxes, not so much. Thank you for mentioning tactical squads getting buffed. Yeah, do you know what? Maybe I need to do a dedicated video about that, Matthew, and ask, like, are we going to get buffed tactical squads? Because if we're not, what's the point of them? Yeah, maybe that should be the video for this Friday. Like, dear GW, either buff tactical squads or kill them, right? Oh, you wouldn't like me to say kill them, though, would you? Etsy? Yeah, I'm I am very lucky in that not just over time, certain channel members have donated to me old boxes of Blood Angels bits. Matthew has been very generous, actually opened one of his boxes this week to do this conversion, actually, because he had sent me a box of the Firstborn Sangre Guard, which have obviously old shoulder pads, old helmets, old weapons. I actually really wanted an axe for one of these guys. So I opened a box this week, but yeah, other channel members have sent me stuff before, so I don't feel like I would recommend buying too many of those upgrade sprues. I think if you bought the combat patrol, you maybe got like a couple of the upgrade sprues. And I think if you bought that Death Company box, you might have got a couple of the upgrade sprues as well. I probably wouldn't buy more than one upgrade sprue. I feel like they're very generic, very underwhelming. But I mean, they're going to help you convert some of the stuff. Dude, it would be very generous to send me a Blood Angels tactical squad. I mean, I think at this point nobody still has Blood Angels tactical squads because they've been out of production for like years and years and years at this point. Part of me is still is upset the right word? I feel like it's sad that some of the old kits have disappeared and are no longer made, because some of those old kits are absolute classics, and some of those old kits have such good bits inside them. Forge World used to sell certain like upgrades and stuff. You can sometimes buy Forge World bits if you like, you know, like if you like beak helms and stuff, but they are definitely not cheap from Forge World. But then, I mean, the world's sort of going into, I don't know, the world's going to war again, so everything is going to be not cheap anyway, so, I mean, we're just going to have to deal with that in general, right? Like, so yeah, if you want to do customizations and you don't have 3D printers, then finding a good eBay seller, finding a good Etsy shop, that's probably going to be the future. Do you believe that the new 11th edition Vanguard veterans will be equipped differently? It's kind of bad for new players, says Pieter. Yeah, I mean, it is bad. I don't know why they did that and got rid of all the customization. Well, I think they did it to try and get people into the game quicker. But I think any more experienced person will know that like quite a lot was lost by that. Like yes, yes, you can get your army done quicker because there's not as much flair. But the flair and the character are the things that keep people coming back and make people fall in love with the army. Like I don't know if I would have fallen in love so much with Blood Angels if everything was just a generic Primaris Marine, for example, right? Like, don't you fall in love because it had flavor, had character? I guess time will tell, right? Time will tell. The question, do we believe 11th edition Vanguard veterans will be equipped differently? I think that's a tough question, man, because I think if you look at the Primaris squads, so many of them lack weapon options. I think my honest opinion is based on how they do the data sheets now, where like Terminators, for example, have like a data sheet for Thunderhammers and a data sheet for Lightning Claws. I think Vanguard veterans will be like a squad of 10 Vanguard veterans with Storm Shields and Thunderhammers, or a squad with 11, or sorry, a squad with like everybody with double Lightning Claws. I believe they're not going to let you mix and match. I don't like, that's just based on like my assumption based on how they've done other squads. I have no idea if that's right or not. Vanguard veterans will be 3-man squads. No, please not. I'm so sick of the 3-man squads. Accept Death Company and then they're a pain. Yeah, I mean, I think they're trying to get away from units that have bonkers rules that no one can remember. Like, I've played the Death Company Marius so many times, like since they gave them their 10th edition rules. Probably, like, I think they gave them, I think our codex came out about 18 months ago. So if I play one game a week, I've played the Death Company like probably 50 times, because I don't have them in every single list, but I do have them in a lot of my lists. So I've played that Death Company unit 50 times. Every single time I want to attack with it, I gotta go and look up the data sheet. Because it's just like, it's a lot to friggin' remember, you know? Like, how many Thunderhammer hits do we have? How many Power Fist hits do we have? And I swear to you, I still have made mistakes recently on that, where like I rolled like one less Chainsword, or I roll like one more Power Fist, or... It's the Death Company, the current incantation of Death Company with a jump pack are a nightmare. Hey, Highland Phoenix in the house. How you doing, brother? Kid keeping you busy, man? Are you on this Bladeguard charge with everybody else? Trying to get multiple squads of Bladeguard ready. I was converting Bladeguard this morning. I was converting them last night. I rebased a Sangre Priest this morning from like a 32mm base to a 40 as well, because I think the Sangre Priest comes on a 40 these days. And I had one on a 32, so I rebased them to the 40. So I've got 2 Sangre Priests on 40s, ready to go for the next battle report, essentially. Are you going to model jump packs on your Sanguinary Priest for disadvantage and spite? Well, I've got 2 Sanguinary Priests with jump packs on them, I just haven't pulled them off them yet. And I do have an old metal Corbulo as well, which I haven't decided what I'm doing with him. Like, he's still on like a 25mm base. Maybe I rebased him to 32. When the new book drops, I'm spamming 3x10 Terminators with sustained lethals. What book are we talking about? Highland Phoenix's kid turned 1 yesterday. Congrats, dude. Just finishing Imperial Agents and waiting for the next edition to judge what GW will do to the Blood Angels. Did you have a birthday party and stuff? Man, I would not have guessed that your kid was 1 year old when you came into the chat and told me that you'd been away and you'd had a kid. Life goes fast, man. See, when you get older, life goes fast, or it goes hard. It just, I sometimes I don't know where the time goes. Yeah, I mean, I think we need something, don't we, Matthew? Because our codex is very slim pickings at the moment. Like, if you take away those Death Company captains, you take away some of those Death Company data sheets on foot that nobody uses, we're down to not very many things in our codex. Like, our codex is, I wouldn't say it's a joke how small it is, but it is very small. I don't know any army that has fewer units than us. Is there an army that's got fewer units than us? I mean, I guess the argument there will be like, oh well, you're a Space Marine, so you can use everything in Codex Space Marine. And I was like, yeah, well, that's true. But like, if we just look at like actual unique models in the Codex, definitely feel like we are one of the lesser numbers now, surely. Maybe Black Templars have less. I feel like Dark Angels definitely have more. I feel like Space Marines definitely have more. Ultramarines have fewer than you. No, you don't. What are you on about? You have about 10 variants of Marneus Calgar. Like, you need 20 pages just for all the variants of Calgar. What are you talking about? Ultramarines have less? No way. We do need our Librarian Dreadnought back, you're 100% right. Gravis Calgar got squatted? Did he? Like what, he doesn't have... Hold on. Gravis Calgar is the old one or the new one? Which version is he with the... Want me to count unique units? Yeah, count your unique units, Marius, and tell me what you've got. Which is the version of Calgar that shipped with 2 Victrix Guard? Is he the Gravis version? Or is it the new guy in Gravis? Corky says, hey, hope you're good. Returning to the game since 2nd edition, relearning, starting again just before Christmas. Dude, I returned to the game from 2nd edition about 9 years ago. Well, do you know what? That's probably a lie. I think I played in 2nd edition, and then I quit from like 4th edition through to like... It was a while. I think I was quit like 4th, 5th, 6th, and maybe came back in like 7th. Welcome back to the game. I've been using my videos to learn. Do you know what? Ironically, Corky, the reason I started making the videos is because I was getting my ass kicked. When I came back to the game, I probably almost should have quit because I lost so many frigging games. You've seen who I play against on stream, right? I play against Andrew, who takes these like dirty, horrific meta chasing lists. So I came back to the game after like an 8-year break, and my opponent every week was Andrew, taking some bonkers nonsense where he's like spamming 3 of the best units for every single faction he plays, and I was just getting beat and beat and beat to a point where I was like, oh my god, I don't even know if I want to come back to this game because I'm just getting my ass kicked all the time. And then I think the stubbornness in me kicked in, because I can be pretty stubborn at times, and I was like, no, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna kick his ass. How dare he kill me week after week for like 6 months? And Andrew always jokes around and says that he like, what does he say? Like, he created a monster. You know, it was like he Frankensteined me because well, Frankenstein, ironically, Frankenstein isn't the monster, of course, right? But yeah, he Frankensteined me by just like beating me over and over and over and over, and I was like, I'm not taking this. God, I just got that song in my head again. You know, Twisted Sister, where we're not gonna take it. My kids have been singing that. That's weird how that comes back. But yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna take this anymore. I'm not gonna beat week after week. So I started figuring out how to play, and then I was like, okay, now I've figured this all out, I need to make some videos on like how I'm playing to help other people who are getting their ass kicked as bad as I am. And then that's literally how this channel was born. So welcome back. Second edition was like 1995, man. So you would have been like 10 years old.
I have awoken.
Whoa! Reese Evans, thanks so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. I'm in the beginning of that story, says Boris. I'm getting beaten nearly every game. Well, I guess my advice is stick out, Boris. I always say you learn more when you lose than when you win, right? So, like, in every single loss, you can go home and you can digest what you did wrong, and you can think about it, and you can come back with a plan for next time. But yeah, I was definitely felt like I was in the trenches there, where I was just like, I cannot win any of my games of 40k. And I'd honestly been back like 6 months. And then at one point, something must have finally clicked. I finally knew how to play the game again. And I was like, started winning. And then when I started winning, I just didn't stop. I think that was right around the time I started the channel. And when I started the channel, I live stream every week, obviously, and I had like a 20 game winning streak or something going on the channel, where it was just like I just won every single game. Probably really helped me at the start, actually, because like people were like, why the fuck should we watch this Blood Angels guy? He sucks. And then it was like, oh, but he wins. He literally wins every game he plays. So maybe we should watch him. Maybe he's not as bad as we thought he was, right? Something like that, anyway. Last time I was about 14, and now I'm back at 40 years old. Well, I am 42 years old. Can I see the apothecary? Yeah, the apothecary isn't finished, man. Oh, Corky's 42 as well. Look at that. We're all ancient. This guy isn't finished. I'm not really even happy with the white on him, honestly. Like, I really struggled to paint white paint. Or I really struggled to paint white. But I mean, he's good enough, he's battle ready enough where we can take him to a tournament or we can play him in a game, right? So a lot of my painting ends up like this sort of state, where it's like I jump around units too much. I follow the meta too much. So I have far too many units that are like half painted. Like, look at this chaplain. Like, he's obviously started painting him, probably played him in like one game, decided he wasn't good enough, so he goes back on the painting table. I was thinking about running Terminators with Chaplain, but now with the Bladeguard being released, I'm like, or with the Bladeguard rules coming out, I'm like, I am doing Bladeguard. 110% am I doing Bladeguard. Because I'm a filthy... I was going to say, I'm not as filthy a meta chaser as Andrew, but I do like to win games of 40k, you know? Am I coming to the RTT on the 28th? I have not bought a ticket, Arius. I've... Hold on, I need a different color paint. Hold on. I guess I wasn't all enough prepared for the stream. I didn't take out too many paints. Yeah. No, we've got a lot going on. I feel like I feel like it's such a bullshit excuse, man. But I do feel like I've got a lot going on in terms of like, well, I mean, here's the thing, no one wants to hear about my, yeah. Bottom line, I need $400 next month to buy a new car seat. And like, I've been putting it off and I've got to buy the car seat. So no, I just feel like there's other things, so I've just got a lot going on right now. But you know, it's a crappy reason, but it's the truth.
At Matthew Bark 6927 donated $19.99 via Super Chat. Very thankful for this Frankenstein channel and all of your precious time and effort. You make us all better players, brother BA.
Matthew, you are a superstar. Thank you so much for the 20. I do super appreciate it. Yeah, it's funny how adversity. You always hear people talk about that, where like adversity breeds things. It's so true, right? Like, I was just so frustrated that I would lose every single week, and I was like, I'm not losing every single week. And then that's when my love of like figuring things out to a higher degree, because like Warhammer is very much like, I feel like you do get a lot of value if you know the maths and if you know the right plays in the game. So that's kind of where the channel came from, where it was like, I have better tools now for the maths. But I think it's super important, right? And I mean, you could say it's experience, right? You know, like, let's say you've played Bladeguard 10 times and you've charged them into, like, different units 10 times. Then you kind of know what they can do. But it's like, see, when you go to a tournament, I always feel like, especially if you're like me and you've got, like, other commitments, like kids and stuff, and you only play a few times, you'll end up in a tournament against an opponent you're not super familiar with, and you're like, oh man, should I charge that unit, or, you know, do I need to shoot that unit first then charge it? And then just being able to say to your opponent, like, what's your defensive profile, and then having maybe made a tactics video that talk about damage. I feel like that's been super helpful for me. I've actually found a couple of times I've watched my own tactics videos before tournaments to try and remember. Can you send money via Patreon without a cut? I appreciate it, Matthew. I don't need you to send me money. I just, you know, I'm just not going to a Warhammer tournament this month. It's not the end of the world, honestly. It's not the end of the world. I've been away the last couple of months as well, because like, we still have 2 very young children that need a lot of parenting. So I can't go to tournaments all the time anyway, because I think my wife would, well, she wouldn't leave me, but like, it's hard to go away when your kids are that young and not impact things, right? Like, I try and let my wife go away out on a Saturday or something so that she gets time to herself. So yeah, no, I feel like I had a tournament in January. Yeah, I did GT in January, and then like last weekend when I didn't stream, I was away seeing some friends. Like, we went out for a meal and went for some drinks. So it's like, I've been away for one weekend in January, I've been away for a weekend in February. I don't know if I can go away for a weekend in March, regardless if I could afford it or not, right? $400 for a car seat, dude. Yeah. That's how much car seats are, dude. But I don't need you to pay for my car seat. I'm telling you, it's probably why I didn't buy Bladeguard, actually, and why I converted some, right? Because life life is weird these days, man. Everything's got so expensive, right? Like the car seat that my wife wants, and like I've agreed to it, is like it's £400, not even dollars, man. So do the conversion rate on that, because like a pound is I don't know, $1.50, maybe not half, $1.30 or something. So like you're $600 for a car seat. I feel like the world is just expensive now, man. Everybody knows it, I think. Time sucked up by the house remodel. What are you getting done to the house? Like when you say remodel, what does that mean? Like new room? Like, man, I like that shield, eh? That's a pretty intricate shield. That's the old, that's the super old Terminator shield as well. Some of the old stuff stands up really well. The dollar to the pound just reached almost 2.1 last week. Nah, you're lying. You're thinking a Canadian dollar or something, man. I think the US dollar is like 140. Maybe it's 135, something like that. It hasn't been $2 US to pounds for like 20 years. The UK isn't doing that well. Are you playing Necrons on Wednesday? You should consider a Stormhawk Inceptor anti-fly 2-up. All Necron monsters have the fly keyword. Huh. I don't have a Stormhawk, man. I kind of thought that they were going to Legends a lot of those flying models. I still kind of think that they will Legends them, honestly. Because, I don't know, if you remember 9th edition, flying models were like super broken. Like there was a few tournaments that were just like destroyed, or ended up being a disaster because it was like Admech and Orcs just spammed flyers, and it was just like it made for horrible watching on like Twitch and that. So I think that I feel like they kind of made a conscious choice to make flyers a lot worse. Obviously, yeah, it's 1.34 UK to the US dollars. Yeah, I don't know where you were coming from. Clickbait AI. You gotta watch, man. The AI's everywhere now. It's ridiculous, is it? I don't know whether I should love it or hate the AI, but I can see why people will use it, because it's pretty useful, but I also think that there's a real fucking chance that it's just going to be Skynet, isn't it? In 20 years' time, we won't have to worry about money, Matthew. We'll be, you know, we'll be in back of a truck in Los Angeles. You know that scene at the start of Terminator? Like the first movie, where it's like Los Angeles 2029. That might actually be the year. Maybe, do you know what? Maybe it's not. I'm trying to think. That scene at the start of Terminator 1. I want to check. Terminator 1, future scene, year, question mark. Yeah, it was 2029. That was right. I was right. You know, yeah, this scene. Let me see. Hold on, let me show you. Open image in new tab. You remember this scene? Like at the start of the original Terminator movie? When it's like Los Angeles 2029 AD. Maybe this isn't a scene from a movie. Maybe it's like a scene from an alternative dimension. Where the fucking Google AI has deemed that humans aren't needed anymore, right? We all thought it was just a movie. No, it's the actual thing. I don't know, man. The AI is scary, is what I think it is. It's going to come for everybody's jobs. But yeah, it's scary, isn't it? Howdy, Frank. Better not go down the rabbit hole of AI or this stream will be off.
I have awoken.
Belferon, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Anyone that just subscribed or is new, we do have a Discord with like thousands of members. We do have members-only rooms. We do have various strategy rooms. All that sort of good stuff. So if you're new and you'd like to be able to chat to myself included over on Discord, you can type !Discord in the chat on the stream and it should give you an invite link. Frankie says, dude, I'm right outside LA and I have the pickup truck. Alright, Frankie, you've got 3 years to get a laser gun mounted onto the back of it because it's 2026, and then when this shit hits off and the AI is like taking over, me and Matthew are gonna rock up. You're just gonna get like, your door will just, you know, like that whole like this proper thing on the movie, like we'll just hear, you'll just be sitting in your room, you'll hear on your door like, and it'll just be like, what did he say? Like, come with me if you want to live, Matthew. Get the pickup. I need your pickup truck, your laser gun, and something else. I don't know, because he said 3 things. One was like, I need your clothes, your boots, your motorcycle, or something. That's what's happening. We've got the pickup truck sorted. We'll take down the rogue AI. God, I am joking, but I'm also genuinely a little bit worried about how fast AI is coming along. We won't need to fight them if the tactical squads get... Yeah, we need a buff for human tactical squads. That's what we need. A 40-watt plasma rifle. Yeah, a plasma rifle would be handy. That's what... Yeah, we definitely need one of them. Attached to the back of your pickup truck. Speaking of this is a plasma pistol. I need a different color paint for a plasma pistol. Blue. Hey John, have you seen the math for the Assault Centurions against Knights in Catan? I watched a little bit of Happy Crumping's video on Assault Centurions. Here's the thing, I've been playing Assault Centurions for a long time this edition. Like, I had them in my list like way ages ago. I think with Oath the Moment they're bonkers good. Especially, I think my whole issue with Assault Centurions is that they move 4 inches. So like, if you don't put them in a transport, holy fuck, they're hard to get anywhere. They're just so fucking slow, and it's weird because 4 inches doesn't sound like massively worse than 6, but go play them in a couple of games and then try and get anywhere when you only move 4 inches, and you're like, holy fucking A, these guys suck, and they're just so slow. So it feels like if you've got Land Raider or something, then you're golden, but if you don't have that, I don't really know how you get them where you need them to be. But like, yeah, do they punch into monsters and vehicles? Yeah, I mean, they're the best unit we have for that, because they're like strength 12 twin linked or something. Flat 3 damage, sustain 2. I need the plasma rifle for dealing with customer service. Alright, I'm not advocating a plasma rifle for anyone that works in customer service. We've got to draw the line somewhere. I'm advocating a plasma rifle to defend ourselves against Skynet. That's a different kettle of fish. God, we gotta watch on these streams. You guys can go a bit crazy, can't you? The Land Raider Crusader, baby, moves 12, disembark 15 inches before the charge. Well, yeah, but I don't know many people that take Crusaders, man. I feel like if I was going to take a Land Raider, I would take the one with las cannons, because the Redeemer is so fucking expensive now. And the Crusader just has light bolt guns, which I really don't rate. If the bolters on the Crusader had 1 AP, I might be okay with it, but it's like the 0 AP, man. It's just feels tragic these days when so many other armies are running around like, oh, everything in my army's got -4 AP. It's like, cool, well, we've got bolters, they've got no AP. Weren't they supposed to be like a super exciting weapon at some point? Did you hear that someone actually set up an AI company called Skynet? I didn't, but it doesn't surprise me. The Land Raider with the Crusader only moves 10. The thing is, are you going to be able to make a turn 1 charge anyway? Because if you can't make the turn 1 charge, then surely a 10-inch move doesn't matter all that much. Because wouldn't you just move 10... What am I trying to say? Move 10 in turn 1, shoot. Move 10 in turn 2, and then disembark and charge. I saw Arsenal won again today. I was very happy about that. They are kicking some serious ass this season. 100 goals scored now this season, apparently. Did the bot give you the Discord link? Because sometimes the bot likes to take the night off. No, it did. Okay, Corky, cool. I don't pay my bot, and sometimes it's like, it just takes the night off. It's like, John, you haven't paid me. Like, you're a bot. Good evening, McLeish, you well? I'm working on the next big meta unit, I think, would be the best way to describe it. Bladeguard are going to be... Well, Bladeguard got a quite significant buff today, and Games Workshop do not usually mess with stuff for like 3 months. So I reckon Bladeguard are probably going to be pretty strong until the end of this edition now at this point. So if you've got Bladeguard, or like me, you're converting some, then you're going to be on the way to, hopefully on the way to some victories, because the Bladeguard are going to be quite strong, I think. Not paying the bots, they'll rise up against us. Do you know what, I've found myself saying thank you to the AI a few times now, which is weird. Like, the AI has helped me with something, and then at the end of the like, because you're talking to it like it's a human, right, in like a chat interface, and I'll be like, hey, I need to do this, and it's like da 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 da. I'll give you a good example, right? I was having this issue where my computer, every time I was leaving it, it was restarting. I didn't know why it was restarting. So like if I put the computer on, went away for like half an hour, it would restart. And I was like, why the fuck is my computer restarting all the time? Like, this is really annoying. And one of the times I was like doing like a render for a YouTube video. So I'm like rendering out like an hour-long video, and I set it rendering, and then I go away from the computer and I come back half an hour later. The computer's at like login screen, and I was like, for fuck's sake, I'm angry. Like, I was rendering a video, I've got to start rendering that whole video again. What the frick is going on? And I asked the AI, I was like, can you tell me why my computer restarted twice between like 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock last night? And it was like, oh yeah, your computer restarted twice because you had a blue screen of death. Well, I didn't see the blue screen of death. I mean, I was AFK, so I guess the blue screen of death happened in Windows 11, or, you know, in the olden days when you got a blue screen of death, it just sat there. You know, like, you come back to your computer and it's like, there's a problem with your computer, blue screen of death, and you would know, like, oh god, there's something to fix. Well, my new computer didn't do that. I don't even think I'm on Windows 11, I think I'm on Windows 10. So Windows 10 just reboots silently, and I'm just back at the login screen. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, why is my computer rebooting? And it turns out, it's like, oh, what was it? The AI told me that my Wi-Fi adapter or something, because it told me that when it goes into low power mode, it has an issue with my BIOS, which causes a memory failure, which causes the blue screen of death. And I was like, oh, so how do we fix that? And the AI just like instantly opened up the driver page for the driver I needed to update and was like, you need to download and install this driver, this one right here. I'm like, okay. And then it was like, and you need to flash your BIOS. I've never flashed a BIOS in my life. And I was like, can you make me a guide for flashing my BIOS? And it's like, yeah. So it made me the guide. I flashed the BIOS. God, that's a pretty worrying process, isn't it? Like, you're just sitting in Windows, or you're sitting in your DOS command, like, I guess, deleting your BIOS and your motherboard, or upgrading it. Hoping, I guess, the power doesn't go out when you're in the middle of that. I don't know. But, like, I did all that with the AI, and then it was like, I asked it, I was like, have we had any more blue screens of death since we did it? And it was like, no, we seem to have fixed your blue screen of death issue. I don't even know how I would have started to debug that, because I know a bit about computers, but I don't know where you even see the logs for blue screens of death on Windows 11. Or, sorry, like I said, I don't think I'm on Windows 11. I think I'm on Windows 10 still. I don't know if 11 makes much difference, but yeah, I don't know where I would even see those logs, and even if I got the logs, I don't know how I would debug them to know that it was a friggin' power management issue with a Wi-Fi card. So then, yeah, at the end of the conversation, I was like, thanks. And then I was like, alright, that's a bit weird. I just said thanks to the AI. Long story for, but yeah, it feels so good and it feels so human. I was like, thank you. I'm in a small RTT at my local game store. I lost to Nids 99.24. Turn was a bloodbath. All the charges but one made. It was great. Then top of 2, Zinch comes from my dice and I can't roll above a 2 to save my life. Yeah, Blood Angels can struggle for survivability. That is a real problem that we have right now. Especially if you're running stuff like Death Company that's got no invulnerable saves. I mean, our only real unit that you're probably running that has an invulnerable save is Sangreguard, right? And then even then, they're toughness 4, so they end up taking lots of wounds very, very quickly. Hi Markador, how are you doing? Land Raider or Repulsor Executioner? I mean, I prefer the Land Raider, but they do different things. The Land Raider lets you disembark a unit in charge, which I think is really good for us because we're more of a combat army, right? But I mean, Executioners aren't the worst thing in the world. They do have a pretty sweet cannon. I think the Lieutenant isn't needed for the brick damage. Yeah, I mean, I think the Lieutenant for Rage... I assume you're talking about the Lieutenant attached to the Sangre Priest. I think you take him because in Rage Cursed you can't get +1 to wound. So like I said, I think the Lieutenant is probably more meaningful in Rage Cursed than it would be in Lag. Like, I don't know if it's needed in Lag. The Repulsor Executioner does so much damage in Ultramarines. So do so many things in Ultramarines. I was going to say Marnius? No, Marnius Calgar. Marius said that there's 10 units. Ultramarines have 10 units. So I guess Blood Angels only having 11 units doesn't sound quite so bad. How do you feel about the Priest? +6 Bladeguard and Inheritors. So I've taken Bladeguard to a tournament before in Inheritors, and I wouldn't do it again. And the reason I wouldn't do it again is because I don't think Strength 5 is good enough. Even if you've got +1 to wound. Because I took the Bladeguard plus a Chaplain to give them the +1 to wound. But then I fought, in one of the games I fought against, like, Knights. And it was like, oh my god, so my Bladeguard would only be wounding on 6s? So even with the Chaplain, I'm wounding on 5s? And, like, if you're wounding on 5s into big monsters, we've got a lot of attacks, but not enough to make wounding on 5s feel meaningful. So I feel like if I'm playing Angelic Inheritors, I just don't like Bladeguard. I've heard some people do well with them, like Mike seems to swear by them. He's like, oh, Bladeguard are fine in Angelic Inheritors. And I was like, well, the games I played against, like, Monster Mash Neds and Knights just felt horrific. It just felt like the Bladeguard were useless. Because Strength 5 is wounding on 6s. And I feel like if your unit is only wounding on 6s, I don't know how it's going to ever be that useful. And so I'm not a fan of Bladeguard and Angelic Inheritors. I think it just comes down to their strength. I mean, maybe, you know, you obviously different metas. Maybe there's situations where they could be useful, but for me it felt like they were the wrong choice. I really didn't like them. I found Bladeguard overrated. I've used them before. I feel like they've been fine. I think the Sangreal Priest is... I think we've got to try out the Sangreal Priest with them. I think that's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be as good as everybody says it's going to be as good, but I'm going to try it with 2 units for sure. No, hold on. I'm hearing a little voice shout, Daddy. I'll be right back. Yes, sir. Sorry. Enjoy your evening. Thanks for the Discord link. Yeah, welcome, Corky. Thanks again for hanging out. So is it 2 units of 6? I mean, that's what I'm going to try this week. 2 units of 6 Bladeguard with the Sangreal Priest. I'm going to put mine in Impulsors because I'm such an Impulsor fanboy, though. But I mean, you don't have to do that. I just love Impulsors. Hey, Jimmy. But yeah, sometimes I feel like, you know, when they make a change like this and they're like, oh, all of a sudden Bladeguard are potentially really good with a priest. Sometimes I like that because it really motivates me to finish that unit all of a sudden, right? Like well, I think this Bladeguard was half built. I must have had him half built for like, or half painted for like 2 years or something. And it's like, oh, cool, Bladeguard are really good now. Let me get on that. Let me get this Bladeguard. Let me get him on the painting table. Let me get some more colours on him. Let me get him finished. So I actually read a post on Reddit today, though. I really didn't like the post, and it was like some guy was going to a tournament, right? And the tournament organizer said that the Firstborn Sangreal Guard models that the guy had couldn't be used as Sangre Guard with spears because technically they don't have spears. And I was like, oh dude, like, I don't like this. Like, I've used my Sangre Guard, my firstborn Sangre Guard. Yeah, fair enough, I rebased them onto bigger bases. But I've used them on, like, I'm trying to think how many tournaments now since I rebased them. Probably 4 or 5, right? Because, like, our codex came out August 24. So yeah, probably 4 or 5 tournaments I've gone to with Sangre Guard, firstborn Sangre Guard, and I've used them as just like, well, if I wanted the squad with lances, I literally just wrote on the data sheet, or I wrote on my army list. You know, like, my Sangre Guard are attached to such and such a captain and they have lances, and like, nobody cares. No, it's like if you're fighting a squad of Hellblasters, right? Do you remember back in the day the Hellblasters used to have different weapon types? There was like an assault version of the Hellblaster, and there was like a heavy version of the Hellblaster. I didn't even know which version was which, man. It didn't even say on, like, you remember when you were building the Hellblasters? It never actually even said on the instructions which one was the heavy and which one was the like, you're just supposed to know which is the heavy one, which is the assault version, which is the rapid fire version. Nobody cares. And no one when they're playing against a unit of Hellblasters went like, oh, hold on a minute, that one Hellblaster there, he's got an assault version of the Hellblaster where you've told me the squad is a heavy one. Like, no one cares about that, man. So, like, if a tournament organizer is like, you can't field your firstborn if they're rebased on the right size bases, if somebody said to me, like, you can't field them with lances because a couple of guys look like they've got different weapon options on them, I'm like, yeah, but the whole squad has lances. I'm not doing any funny shenanigans. I'm telling you right now, before the tournament, every single Sangre Guard has a lance, right? It's like pretty fucking simple. If the tournament organizer said to me like, oh, well, you can't do that, you can't bring that, then that's not valid, I'd honestly be like, well, I'm not coming to your tournament. Like, maybe I'm being petty, but like, I really don't think we're at a point in the hobby where we need to be so difficult about weapon options, given that GW change the weapon options literally every 3 months or something. You know, an option that was good 3 months ago suddenly gets nerfed, an option that was bad 3 months ago suddenly gets made better. You should consider the orbital comms array on the impulsor for CP farming. Remind me what the orbital comms array does? I get a CP if I use a stratagem on the unit, on the impulsor unit, or something close to it? I don't remember. I mean, like, I feel like my shield dome lets me down enough that I could probably consider dropping the shield dome. Is there any detachments which you should use the Sanguinor? A lot of people use them in Angelic Inheritors to great effect. I mean, I think you can sort of use them to lag, but probably not quite as useful. But in Angelic Inheritors, he's pretty good. So if you use a stratagem on a unit within 6 of the impulsor on a 5-up, you can get a CP back. I mean, that's not the worst idea. Like I said, I usually fail all my invuln saves on the impulsor anyway, so I mean, maybe I could just take that. I mean, it is nice when you spike those impulsor invuns, and I mean, it does happen, I guess. Don't drop the shield dome, trust me. Yeah, I probably wouldn't drop the shield dome just because there's that odd game where you roll a double 5 and you just completely scupper your opponent's plans. But I hear the logistics behind it, or I understand the reason that it's being recommended. Alright, so on the channel this week, what we have coming up is tomorrow night, we will have basically last week's Army List show. I had an unexpected visit to the emergency room last Sunday night, which was really, it was like an hour before I was set to go live, so I had the whole thing set to go live, and then my little boy, paying no attention, walked right into a door handle and honestly like left a giant dent in his forehead. He's still got the scar. But yeah, so the last week's Army List show was cancelled. It'll be on tomorrow night, 8:30ish. My boy is totally fine. He just gave himself like a concussion. But yeah, so we'll do that tomorrow night, and then Wednesday night is going to be the Liberator Assault Group list against the nerfed Shatter Spear, no, Storm Shatter Necrons. So we've got, oh jeez, I just got paint on my screen. Lovely. Scar's hot character, yeah. Angelic Inheritors are great with one Bladeguard unit to just tank stuff in the middle. Do you, if you run the Bladeguard in Angelic Inheritors, do you run a 3 or a 6? Sorry, I just spilled paint on something over here. Just got a screen and just taking a second to wipe it off. Idiot. I think we got it. The music is super loud. I think that track just has the super loud bit in it for some reason. I think someone mentioned that last week, that there's like 1 minute inside where it's just like super loud. That Bladeguard looks dope. I just realised the other week that you can pretty much give them any power weapon. Yeah, I mean, it's a mastercrafted power weapon, is it? Or is it specifically called out as a mastercrafted power sword? I've just made one with an axe here, and I already had made one with one of the Sangre Guard spears a few weeks back. So I was calling him Spear Guard. Hold on, I can hear a kid. I might have to end the stream in a minute. What the fuck is my kid doing? They'll do anything but go to bed. Are you taking any Army List break between edition changes? You mean like not doing the show on the Sunday night, or you mean something else? Excuse me, Frankie. Yeah, it's a mastercrafted power weapon. Yeah, so you can do anything you want. Isn't that nice? Flexibility. But yeah, so I was looking in the old Sanguinary Guard kit, because they have an axe that's held in the right arm, and it's quite a big, like, Blood Angels themed axe. So if you have any of those old Sanguinary Guard kits, you could get like a pretty cool Blood Angels axe you could give to one of the Bladeguard. Is the idea of company heroes... Sorry, is the idea of Bladeguard plus Priest are they going to be as durable as the company heroes? I think when you add the priest, they're probably going to be more durable than the company heroes, man. I mean, company heroes are great, don't get me wrong. -1 to wound all the time is really good, but they don't have an invuln. So sometimes they can just get popped by really high AP, and there's not a lot that they'll be able to do against that. Yeah, if you've got that old axe from the Sanguinary Guard, you're gonna be able to have fun with the Bladeguard. That's what I was looking at. But yeah, I really don't think tournament organisers should be telling people that WYSIWYG is important for units that literally have 2 weapon options, and you can write the weapon option on the... Like, you submit the army list, right? So if anyone goes, what's the weapon option you've submitted? Well, it's on the list that you submitted to the tournament. I don't know. I feel like I'm one of the most sporting players. You know, like, I was at a tournament recently where I was playing, was it like game 3 or game 3 or 4 against Ultramarines, and I could have just, the guy dropped in a unit of Deep Strikers, and he decided, he just completely forgot that he dropped them in. So like he went through his entire shooting phase, it was a unit of Inceptors, and he didn't shoot the Inceptors. And like, he got to the end of his turn, he'd done combats, he'd done charges, and he goes, oh, I forgot to shoot my Inceptors. I was like, yeah dude, that's fine, just shoot them. And he was like, huh, are you sure? I was like, yeah dude, you dropped them in to shoot my backfield guys. It was pretty fucking obvious what you were doing with them. I'm totally fine with you shooting them. I did say to him, I was like, if this had been the top table, right, like if it was the absolute top table, like game 5 of the tournament, and we were like fighting for like winning the tournament, I was like, if it had been the top table and it was game 5, maybe I would have been like, no, you forgot. Because that's a pretty big, you know, like, he's gonna wipe my entire unit with a squad of, it was like Ultramarine Inceptors with the sustained bolters into a unit of, like, he's shooting a unit of Intercessors. Like, he's gonna wipe them. The chances of him not wiping them are like slim to none. And I was like, yeah dude, that's fine. And I knew you were going to shoot them. You know, the combats we did elsewhere on the table don't change anything about you shooting, you shooting those Inceptors. You know, go ahead and shoot them. And he was like, oh, thank you so much, thank you so much. And I was like, no, it's fine, man. That's what we were going to do, you know? So I feel like 40k can be played at a very happily fair environment. You know, like, and I was using my Sanguinary Guard in that exact game, and I'd written on the datasheet that they all have spears, but not a single model actually has a, well, one model has a spear on it, because I've only made one of the Primaris ones so far. I don't know, man. I called it out in Reddit. I said, like, I don't think we should be being difficult for people. I don't know. I feel like we can play this game at a high level and be competitive and be fair without needing, if it's obvious what you intend the unit to do, and you're not pulling any shenanigans, and you've said, look, for the avoidance of doubt. Yeah, I feel like I do that anyway, right? Like, at the start of a tournament game, you know, when you run over your army with your opponent, because most people do that. They're like, you know, like, if I play against someone at a tournament, the first thing, the way the game starts is I would say to them, are you familiar with Blood Angels? And they will say yes or no. And if they say yes, I'm like, do you need to know anything about my army? Or do you want to know my enhancements? Or do you want to know anything like that? But if they say, on the flip side, if they say, no, I don't know anything about Blood Angels, then I'll tell them pretty much everything that I'll be doing, that I can do, you know? Hello, Foz, good evening. I'm good. You well? How do you submit a list for tomorrow's show? Well, you submit the list on a previous episode. So you just need to submit the list like as a comment, you know? Like as a YouTube comment on any of the previous episodes of the Army List show. Here's the thing, you're a grey name. Not that I don't do grey name lists. I do lists for everybody, but people that have green names, i.e. they subscribe and pay for the channel, they get a little bit of priority on the Army List show. So the grey name queue does exist, and it's probably like 4 to 6 weeks. Usually if you're a green name, you're on the show the following week. But yeah, so please, you know, take that with a pinch of salt. But just put your comment on any of the previous episodes, like your list as a comment, and we'll get to you. Might take a couple of weeks, because I can only do like 6 to 8 lists in any given show, and I usually probably get somewhere like 6 to 8 lists submitted every week. Yeah, I don't know what we'll do on a Sunday night right after the new edition comes out. It's a good question, Frankie. We'll do something. I mean, like, I always have some, like, the second the new edition comes out, someone's going to be building a list. Someone somewhere is going to be building a list. And someone, I'm sure, will submit a list. So we'll maybe not, you know, like, we'll maybe not have as long a show, or we'll maybe not be able to break things down, but I think maybe what we did last edition was we just looked at people's lists. We were just like, for a few weeks, we just look at what people are playing in the new edition. Be like, this is, you know, like, because, for example, if you're in the stream a lot, people will know who you are. So we'll be like, alright, Frankie's built a list and he's decided to go, I don't know what's going to be good in the new edition. Vanguard Vets is the rumour, right? So Frankie's decided to go 3 squads of Vanguard Vets, and I don't know what else is going to be good. Let's say, let's just say Vindicator tanks are still good. So for Frank, you know, and maybe we just look at like a few people's lists each week, and like, we can't really break them down, or we can't analyze where they're good, but we can look at combos, and we can look at what people are thinking might be good. Does that make sense? I mean, we'll do something. It's not like I'm just going to be like, there's no stream on a Sunday for a few months while I figure out what the fuck is 11th edition, right? That makes sense? You're welcome, Daniel. No problem. No problem. Do a brainstorm show? Yeah, I mean, like I said, there'll be something that first few weeks. I'll be excited. I'll be excited by 11th edition. I mean, I am excited. I do feel a little bit of like, it's the end of the edition. Some people are already a little bit jaded with this edition type. I get that feeling, maybe. Maybe I'm off base, but yeah, I mean, the new edition will bring in new people. It will hopefully bring in new detachments. Hopefully it'll bring in some new units. And like, I really want to just keep like, I don't just want to keep growing the channel. I want to keep making the channel better, if that makes sense. Like, one of the things that I want to buy in the new tax year for the channel is an AI. We were talking about AI earlier. I want to buy an AI camera that we can have in the battle report room. So the AI camera, like, we can write some scripts for it, and it can like it can like improve the quality of the battle reports. Because my channel's not really big enough to, like, you know, like all the big channels, they usually have like someone sitting in the room, you know, changing cameras or something like that. Whereas like the camera change that happens on my battle reports at the moment is like a script that I wrote, because like I think I've said before, like I'm a developer, so I can write a little bit of code here or there. So like, you know, in my live streams, when the view switches and it's like you're watching the overhead and then you're watching the players and then it switches back. Like, that's just a script that I wrote that does that. So I'm hoping that I can then get an AI camera and then write a better script, maybe hooking into the AI camera somehow, to make the battle reports better or more interactive or something like that. So that's something I want to do in 11th edition. So I think it'll be good. I'm excited. You know, I just want to keep improving what I'm doing, and that's the plan, I think. You know, you don't know how to use Terminators. They're my auto take. Dude, I used to play with Terminators all the time. I was one of the few Blood Angels players that actually did that. I took them to tournaments in 9th edition multiple times. I just never really played them. I never really played them in 10th because I didn't like the fact that they had weapon skill 4 up. You know, someone was actually telling me that in that first company detachment, there's a -1 stratagem, -1 damage stratagem for Bladeguard. So you could take the Bladeguard in first company, and if you went with like 18 Bladeguard, you could have a stratagem to give them -1 damage as well. Which sounds, on top of the Sanguinary Priest, that could be pretty fun, right? I'd completely forgot that first company even existed. Like, nobody plays that detachment. But yeah, you could have Bladeguard with -1 damage and a 5-up Feel No Pain. Mini Catan, I guess. I think the -1 damage might be melee only, and it might cost a CP to do it. But like I said, I haven't looked at the first company detachment rules in donkeys because I didn't think they were very good. A Sanguinary Priest in Terminator armor would be nice. He certainly would, and I feel like we certainly need a little bit more in terms of unique data sheets, because I feel like that's one thing that we've struggled with a little bit this edition. We don't have that many unique data sheets. So I gotta go in like 5 minutes because I was away last weekend and I promised the wife that I'd spend a little bit of time with her tonight. So if there's any burning questions, ask them in the next 2 minutes, or ask them tomorrow night for the Armulus show, I guess. Bladeguard are really becoming a must-have unit. I mean, Bladeguard have always been a good unit. They've always kind of been a good unit for Blood Angels. I've been playing them pretty much. I'm trying to think how long I've been playing them, but I feel like as long as they've been here, I've played them a little bit for Blood Angels. You know, I played them throughout last edition, and then again this edition multiple times. I had them in my Liberator Assault group list this edition, with a chaplain to give them fight first out of an impulsor. I felt like that was pretty good. So I don't think Bladeguard have ever been a unit that you just want to completely ignore as Blood Angels. I mean, I guess some people did, but no, I think we'll see a lot more of them now. Before Ultramarine CP got nerfed, I played against a list that was all Assault Terminators. Yeah, Ultramarine's double CP nonsense was pretty great, wasn't it? It was also pretty broken. Games Workshop definitely are... I feel like this edition has definitely been an edition of, like, shit's been very broken multiple times. How do you paint white armor? I've heard really good things about the white contrast paint, but I haven't used it myself. I don't like the GW white paint. I think it's like... It comes out a bit clumpy. So yeah, I'm really not a fan of the what's the name? Is it Corax White? Is that the name of the GW white paint? I would recommend trying find a different brand, in my opinion. If you're just struggling to paint white, I don't think Corax White is very good white. It doesn't have great coverage, I feel like. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will recommend different whites to you because I think a lot of people have the same issues with the GW whites, right? Like, they just don't do good for coverage, and yeah, it'll take you multiple coats to get a somewhat decent finish. I mean, some of the other whites will still take multiple coats, but yeah, the GW one is not my favourite by a long shot. Use bone instead of white and then highlight with white. That's probably not a bad idea. Might be easier to get the different tones in then. Does anyone use the GW contrast white then? Is that a thing that people use? Like, anyone in chat likes the GW contrast white? Because I have heard people say that it's supposed to be good. But I haven't bought it. I think it's called Apothecary White or something. I mean, it would make sense. It's for apothecaries if that's what they've named it, right? No, the apothecary contrast is good, says Foz. Well, there you go. Try apothecary contrast. What do you base with, Foz? On, like, what do you put it on top of? Like Grey Seer or something like that? Chase says GW are letting the Sanguinary Priest go with Bladeguard so they can sell off all the stock before they reintroduce the version with the jump pack. Chase, if you're right, that's bonkers. Oh, you always make me laugh, Chase. Anyway, I have to call it a night, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate the memberships, I appreciate the subscriptions, I appreciate the super chat. That is diabolical. I don't know if that will happen, but if it does, that really is diabolical, isn't it? I will see you guys tomorrow night for Armulus show, and then Wednesday night we'll get... I mean, these Bladeguard are going to be close enough that we can at least, you know, there's 3 colours in all of them. So we can field a battle ready squad of 12 Bladeguard, get some priests in there as well. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 for the army show. See you then.